Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. I'm in the services. I've got a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, so I just thought, fuck it, now's the best time. So I'm in services. I've got my Starbucks tea. Starbucks, possibly the shittest cup of tea ever made, because Starbucks make tea so weak that even if, I mean, fuck me, just a little bit of a rat's nipple milk and it's too milky. I mean, what is their tea bags made from? Like dust. I mean, literally, I'm squeezing that shit to get a grey cup of tea. Starbucks, if you're watching, and I know you're watching my stuff because I know you're a big fan, fucking, like, I know you're a coffee house, but sort your tea out and just make it so that I can taste... Well, just some tea would be enough. That'd be fine. If I could just taste some tea rather than rat's nipple milk and water, that would be lovely. Anyway, I'm in Cobham Services now. For all the British musicians watching, I'm gonna throw something out there that you may or may not agree with. Cobham is the second greatest services in the United Kingdom, surpassed only by Beaconsfield or Beaconsfield. I can't figure out which one it is actually called. And I know a lot of musicians just kind of went, ooh, but it's the truth. Beaconsfield, when you are a touring musician from Brighton, is the best one. Cobham is just on the M25 on the ring road around London. And Cobham is fantastic. It's like a little kind of village in itself, and it's even got a laundrette in case you need to stay here a lot. But the thing with Cobham is when you're from Brighton, it's not quite far away enough, and Beaconsfield is just, because also the M40 is a good road. And I'm talking about some really fucking geeky shit here. For all the non-musicians or people in America, they're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Anyway, I'm in Cobham Services, the second greatest services. Feel free to comment below and tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm all about the Beaconsfield. So yeah, I'm in Cobham Services. I've got my tea, and but before I go further, because I want to talk about something, I also want to announce the winner, which I'll do on everything else as well. But I want to announce the winner for this week's hashtag 60min win for a day in the studio. So this week I'm giving away a day in the studio near you, because I understand not all of you are from Brighton, you're all from all over the world. And I've said, obviously, it needs to be realistic. I'm not going to pay for you to go in Abbey Road, but good 150 odd quid studio in near you, I'll pay for a day to go in. And the winner for that, well done to Marek Deml. Marek, you win a studio day. I want you to go in the studio. I want you to have a fucking great day. I want you to just record an amazing song. I want you to send me the song so I can listen to it and I can have a smile on my face. And I really hope you enjoy it, and I hope it gets you something. And next week I'll do another one. And also today, I'm not there in the office, and this is gutting because I'm on business stuff today, but all our t-shirts arrived today. So I am giving away t-shirts which do say, Damo says, don't be a dick. So you're not going to be able to buy these t-shirts. These t-shirts are not for sale. You can't buy one. I am only going to give them away as prizes. And once they're gone, they are gone. After that, I'm going to get a new batch of t-shirts done, and then I'm going to give them away. So there's like limited amount of these t-shirts, and then once they're gone, they're gone. So I'll be giving them away as prizes as well, because they're ridiculous. So what did I want to talk about? Sales competition prize. Yeah, I wanted to talk about failure. So I'm way on business today. I'm up to my eyeballs in businessy stuff that I haven't. I mean, I feel like my social media over the last couple of weeks has been a little bit substandard, just because my brain is so fried, and I'm in a place business-wise which I probably haven't been before. I feel like I've said this quite a lot. I feel like if you've watched Lord of the Rings, and there's that scene where Frodo and Samwise Gamgee get to the end of the Shire, and they're racing through the Shire. They get to the end of the Shire, and then after that they stop and they're looking forward, and they just go, shit, this is it. We've never been this far before. And I'm like, ooh, that feels like me right now. I'm looking into the abyss of what is the unknown, as I'm about to do possibly a bunch of business deals all at the same time, all of which I'd be very comfortable with, but putting them all together is just a bit of a head fuck how they all fit together. Opportunities that I don't feel like I can say no. And it is a really good example to you guys that I've been doing this social media for a year now. And, when I sold BIM, I felt like I was out in the wilderness quite a bit, and all of a sudden now everybody wants a piece. Everyone's like, "Oh, I watch your videos, man," and I'm like, "Oh, where the fuck have you been the last 10 years?" And everyone wants to be my friend, which is nice. Just goes to show that putting yourself out there, it does actually work. But yeah, I've got a lot of opportunities that I've said yes to, and how they all piece together. But today was a very, very important day. Possibly the most important business meeting of my life, interestingly enough. So, and it went really well, and I'm really excited. So that's really, really good. But yesterday I was with Siobhan, who basically is helping with my book. She is a ghostwriter, and she is effectively coaching me and helping me write this book. And the book has a working title at the moment of The Rule Breaker's Guide to Social Media. That's the working title that we've got, and the reason for that is because I want it to be about social media, but at the same point I have got this bugbear in my life about the rules and how we are living in an age where I think we are living in the creative age rather than we've had the Stone Age and the Bronze Age and the Iron Age and the Industrial Age. And I think we are going to look back at this period as the creative age, and I want people to take advantage of that, because I don't think they are. I think they're still living on traditions when they think that they're rules and they're not really there. Anyway, so I'm writing this book, and yesterday we were talking a bit about the intro and a bit about sort of my background, and one of those things was how I felt when I failed my GCSEs. Then I resat my GCSEs for a second time, failed them all again, second time. Then after that, getting dropped from a label, and she said, you know, there's a piece in the book which I just said, at the age of 18, I'd effectively failed every single thing I've ever done. I just failed everything. And she, you know, I wanted to get some of how I felt about that, of the actual feelings around it. And I said, do you know, it's really weird, because I want to talk about failure, because I hate that word. I hate the words failure. I hate it when someone say I failed, and I also hate it when someone says I'm poor. Because when someone says they're poor, that is a permanent thing. You are saying, I am poor. I am destined to be poor for long term. If you say, I currently haven't got any money, temporary. But when you say I'm poor, what you're saying is, this is me, this is who I am. I'm always going to be one of those poor people. I think when people say I failed, I think it hurts me. And anyway, so there's this bit in the book where I talk about how I failed everything, and I wanted to talk about the failure. And she said, how do I feel? And I said, well, the weird thing is, when I failed my GCSEs, twice, as you do, when I got dropped off a label, I felt like I failed. But also, weirdly enough, when I sold BIM, now at the time I sold BIM, it was probably worth between 10 and 12 million pounds. A lot of people wouldn't have seen being dropped off a label, and they certainly wouldn't have seen selling a multi-million pound business as a failure, but I did. I felt exactly the same. I felt like I had failed at the time. I felt like it hadn't ended the way I wanted it to end, and I hadn't achieved what I wanted to achieve. Not financially, but what I wanted to achieve, and I felt it was taken away from me, and therefore I felt like I had failed. Years have gone past now, and I feel differently about a lot of this sort of stuff, and I hear this word fail, and it really affects me, and I really, really hate it. And yesterday I had a message from someone who used the word failed a couple of times, and I've had it regularly, and it's just been a poignant word for this week, failed. And I wanted to talk about it because I now look at it slightly different. You know, I didn't achieve what I wanted to at BIM. I didn't finish the way I wanted to. I didn't get my GCSEs, so I didn't get the desired result I wanted to. I didn't sell the records I wanted to with bands. However, the way I look at it now is not that I failed. The way I look at it now is that I was driving along and I came to a dead end. The road was blocked. The road, I couldn't go any further because whatever, it just says this is a dead end, you can't go any further. At which point I had to turn around and find a new way to where I was going. Now, I hate the word failure because it feels like there's no other options. It feels like what you're actually saying there is, I can't go any further. I've come to the end of the road, and that's the end of it. I failed. I cannot achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And I don't think that's the case. I think you just have to have a bit of a rethink. And I think when you get to a dead end, if you're going from Brighton to Manchester and you're driving, and then the M25 is closed, you just go, shit, we need to reroute. We need to go a different way. So you just go, well, we might have to go back a little bit, and we might have to go round, and it might take us longer, and it might be different, but we're going to get there a different way. And the only reason when you fail is when you actually just say, I give up. I've given up. I don't care anymore. I'm not doing it. I've given up on that thing. So therefore, I think therefore you can say, okay, well, I'm not doing it anymore. Whether you class it as failure or not, I don't know. But the word failure, that word fail, it hurts actually. It really affects me. Whenever I hear someone said that they failed at something, like a guy came through today and said he failed his second year of university and he wants to give it a go in the band and be a musician. And I was thinking, okay, you didn't achieve what you wanted to in that second year, but the word failed just feels so permanent, and the thing with having that permanent word associated makes you feel shit. Because I remember when I left BIM and I felt like a failure, I felt like I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anywhere to turn. I didn't have any answers, and I felt like I wanted to give up because I didn't know what to do, as opposed to just saying, oh, I learned from that. That's something that happened and I had to find a different way. So something I really wanted to talk about really was just this word fail, because fail is a word I don't like, and poor is a word I don't like, because they're these connotations of a permanent thing that don't have to be permanent. So I don't want people to use the word fail. I want them to use a different word. I don't even know what the word is. A word is yet to be invented for the word I would like to use. But if that's happened to you and you feel like your band has failed, it's always going to be difficult then to go, well, I'm going to do another band. Instead of thinking that band didn't get where I wanted to go, but it's okay because the next one I'm going to get further, or the next one, or the next one, or the next one. I think if you think like that, then the fourth band will work, or the eighth band will work. Whereas if you just think, no, that band failed, so I did this band, that band failed, then there's always this kind of roadblock that's in the way. So, I don't know, I'm not a psychologist, but it was just something that's cropped up a lot this week, is this word fail, and I don't like it, and I don't want you to use the word fail. So please don't use the word fail for yourself. I have definitely learned from me using the word fail, because in the book I use it. I failed my GCSEs, or I didn't achieve them, but again, fail is a very weird word. Then after the GCSEs, record deal, I've had many businesses that haven't worked, but all of those businesses that haven't worked have led me to be more experienced, to get to the place I am now, to be able to build the business that I've got now, and by the new businesses that I'm looking into. All of those things come from the fact that the journey of businesses which may or may not have taken off. So it doesn't apply that I failed, because that makes me feel like I should stop. And I think you should only stop and give up when effectively failure is when you decide, and not when someone else decides you. Just because you fail your GCSEs doesn't mean you failed education. It just means you're going to take a different route. If you have to go back and do weird NVQs or get experience or get a job or something else. So it's just a word that I just don't like, because I feel like fail is a permanent thing. Have a think about it. I would like to know what you think, because I'm not a psychologist. It's just a word I don't like, and I think it hampers the musicians I'm working with, and it will have an effect up here psychologically. So, and I want the psychological stuff to be positive, all the messages that are coming across for you guys to be positive of what's next, as opposed to that didn't work. Let me know what you think, because I'd be really, really interested. And the usual thing, hashtag 60min win. So we just gave away the studio day, going to give us some t-shirts. Got a bunch of other ideas that I want to do, and more engagement from you guys. I want more engagement this week. It's been a fucking hectic week, and I'm ready for chatting to you guys, because you guys make me, you guys make all the stuff that I'm doing very worthwhile. So that's nice. So if you can just keep on talking to me. If I don't get back to you, I'm really sorry. Just keep trying. Sometimes the messages come in too fast, but just keep trying. I am around, and if you could do me a favor and subscribe and like and share and the usual stuff. It does make a difference. If you haven't done it, I know I'm going to say this on every video, but you'd be surprised. It really, really helps me, and hopefully I can help other people like you guys. So I'm going to leave Cobham, the second greatest services in the country, with my tea with a squirt of milk in it to make it in tea-like, and go back to Brighton, where I intend to just brain dump all the shit from my meeting from today and have a think. I've got a lot of thinking to do. I've got a lot of shit on my mind. So cool. I'm gonna leave it at that, and peace out. Don't know why I did that thing. That was really shit. Bye.